Some interviewers think they can handle comedians, but they quickly find out they're no match for their razor-sharp wit, from awkward
You were mean and rude, and you were surprised at that. You were surprised
to downright rude questions.
Get ready, because you got a daughter, too. Wait till she's a teenager. Tell her.
Everybody who fails as a father says that to me.
Comedians turn this moment into a masterclass of comebacks. First up, during the YMH podcast, the conversation shifted to therapy and Bill Burr's decision to quit because he wanted real change, not just talk. Then one host tried to act like a therapist and it completely backfired.
When are you going to just, get off this fucking couch here and go live your life and stop having to talk to this fucking person?
Yeah, you're full of anger. Because
No.
you flog yourself for being vulnerable.
Would you stop it like you have some sort of psychology degree?
10 years in therapy.
So what? I've watched football for 40 years. I shouldn't be somebody's coach.
Tensions nearly boiled over on The Tonight Show when comedian Mark Summers fired back at Burt Reynolds after Burt tried to roast him.
Told you that because
My wife tells me that often.
she says, "Good morning."
I'm still married, as a matter of fact.
Yes, well, you.
Some felt Mark crossed the line by bringing up Burt's divorce. But let's be real, Burt was the one who threw the first punch. Matt Rife had to tough it out on the BFF's podcast when the host clearly came unprepared.
This is how you went viral, which I guess you talk to people in the crowd, right?
I do from time to time, yeah.
That's not a thing.
No, it is. I mean, I would just say it more properly than that. Yeah, I do crowd work that happens to go viral quite often. Yeah, but I do way more than that.
Crowd work is the proper way to describe it?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, crowd work. I said talk to people in the crowd, I think.
Yeah, no, it sounds like I'm interviewing them.
Cat Williams had quite the unexpected experience with radio host Wanda Smith. What began as lighthearted banter quickly took a personal turn after Williams teased her cooking skills.
She didn't do as much cooking in the latter years as she did in the beginning.
whatever. I cook. I do it all.
I didn't say that you
Well,
didn't.
that's all right. I did it in the beginning and the middle and the end.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Your boys say,
They like for me to. I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli and they love my baked chicken.
Hey, right now, look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli, and tell me does it say heat up water?
Shut up.
Is that the only step in broccoli? Heat up water.
Whatever.
Have you ever heard of burned broccoli? Can you burn broccoli? You can't burn it because it's made in a pot of water.
However, the atmosphere changed sharply when Smith suddenly brought up Williams' past arrests, something she was asked to avoid.
I am a great cook. Whatever.
Yes, ma'am. You good at heating stuff up.
You're good at telling us about what's going on in jail.
I've never been to prison.
You have
19
several
felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it off. Prison and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
Calm
No.
down. Calm down.
Only one of us has $12 worth of jewelry on. No.
No.
As Bill Burr was opening up about relationships and emotional bonds, Charlamagne couldn't resist tossing in a joke, one that Bill quickly shut down.
Two people that had like a vibe like her in my life. And the first one was a dude.
Hold on, you got to clear that up. I want to be clear about that. You didn't date the guy or nothing.
No.
I just want to make sure.
Is it the first one? When are black people gonna let go of this homophobia? You always got to check. Like, what are you doing
for the
with your
story.
manicured eyebrows? Like, I'm gonna sit here and act like you're all good over there. Like, you don't swing a leg over the fence every once in a while.
That's when Charlamagne found out the hard way. Crack a joke at Burr, and you're signing up for a full hour of relentless roasting.
I was fascinated with people that were just free. So that's what I meant.
Got you.
Okay, we're gonna go back to sucking for a show again? This guy's a one-trick pony over here.
The interview quickly shifted gears, half podcast and half stand-up special. In next clip, things didn't escalate, but one out-of-pocket question sparked one of the most iconic interview moments ever.
That's my goal. That's my goal for 2019.
16 years.
How long you been faithful?
The moment aged like fine wine, especially since Gary Owen ended up divorced. Meanwhile, Tana Mongeau and Brooke Schofield were not thrilled when Matt Rife joined their podcast. The issue was that Matt had previously dated Brooke, but when he came on the show, he pretended like they never met because of privacy reasons.
I guess epiphany that I've had recently, because so many fucking people hate me for really no reason, and it really made me realize that like people only hate somebody they're jealous of.
Trying to wrap my head around. Do you think people who hate Osama bin Laden are jealous of him?
Yeah, of course.
During an interview, Ricky Gervais was hit with a bold accusation. The host straight up called him sexist, but Ricky didn't let it slide. Watch this.
You know, we haven't seen you really around since the Golden Globes, where you were
low profile.
Yeah, well, they attacked you, but they said that you were mean and rude, and you were surprised at that. You were surprised. Let me just read one of the things they thought was...
I am mean rude. I'm surprised they attacked me for it, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me read one thing they thought was mean, and we'll decide whether it was mean or not, okay? Referring to Sex and the City 2, you said, I was sure the Golden Globe would go to the team that airbrushed that poster.
Yeah.
A little sexist.
No, it's not. Why is it sexist?
Well, because you're saying that the girls are older and they need to be airbrushed.
No, I think they look great at their age. Why hide it?
Oh.
I don't think that you lose your sensuality or your beauty because you hit 53. I'm saying, why are they hiding it?
Oh, I see.
Do you think that's the joke? When you have to explain the joke, that maybe it wasn't told, that because people didn't get it, or you think that most people got it?
I'm defending my motives, not the joke. I stand by the joke. Yeah. I don't think I have anything to apologise for, but that's not the joke. I think if you're going to criticise, you've got to understand the joke before you can.
Okay.
Then there was that moment with Piers Morgan, where the debate turned to blind people owning guns, and Ricky Gervais, armed with sarcasm, stole the spotlight.
You love American, I love American.
Yeah.
Let's start from that position.
I said next they'll be saying blind people shouldn't drive cars, which is the first thing I thought of, because I think people have got to see the difference. They were talking about it as an equality issue. Aren't blind people allowed to defend themselves?
Well, their constitutional right would be damaged if, and they gave an example of, if they were fully sighted and used a gun, just because they lost their sight, why should they lose the constitutional right to continue having a gun?
Yeah, well, it's a difficult one, but the short answer is because they can't see what they're shooting. That's what I'd say.
No matter how sharp or convincing Ricky's arguments were, Piers just wouldn't drop it until this moment right here.
I'm a US resident, so I'm technically also covered by the Constitution. That's why I'm allowed to criticize the Second Amendment about guns, because of the First Amendment about free speech.
But tell me you're not allowed to carry a gun.
I would not be allowed to carry a gun here in New York, but I could carry one in, Dallas, or I could carry one anywhere.
Really?
I go to Walmart in Houston and buy one. They'll be on the wall. I can't buy a Kinder egg. Those little eggs with little toys in, because it may choke me, so they're a health hazard. But where the Kinder egg would be sold in a British store, they instead have an AR-15 assault rifle.
Dear America, please let Piers buy a Kinder egg, but don't let him buy a gun.
While promoting his comedy special, Bill Burr did plenty of interviews, but the one with Howie Mandel likely made him question doing press at all, because Howie brought up Bill's family, something he never talks about.
Get ready, because you got a daughter too. Wait till she's a teenager. Wait till the hell.
Everybody who fails as a father says that to me.
Then Howie pushed it further by surprising Bill with someone claiming to be his long-lost half-brother.
It'd be great to bring a family together.
Well, he didn't tell you. He told me you were totally cool with me coming.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
I thought it would be a good surprise.
Can this be edited out, or no?
I can go. I mean, you told me Bill was.
All right. No, I'll do it. Did you ever think the fact that I never told that story? That maybe you shouldn't.
I just thought.
All right. Well, whatever. It's not that I don't like him. It reminds me of all of that shit.
The reunion felt painfully awkward, and many thought it was just a stage skit, until Billy later revealed the story was actually true.
People want to know, were you really pissed?
Listen, I don't talk about
your stuff.
Yeah, I don't. And so Howie did what he did.
Yeah.
Because he is a Hollywood whore.
Patrice O'Neal tackled a much bigger issue, boldly standing up against censorship in comedy and fiercely defending free speech during his intense 207 showdown on Fox News.
I think the nation is just tired. There's a new mood in the nation.
What nation?
The nation. You know what? We're tired of things that are just
the nation, this paper, and you? I'm not the nation. I'm just speaking for me and funny. I don't know her, but I'm assuming that she has nothing to do with funny. So I'm gonna speak as the expert on funny. Funny people should just be left to trying to be funny.
As the debate heated up, O'Neal remained calm and composed, dismantling their arguments with razor-sharp logic while powerfully standing up for comedy and free speech.
It's just what she has to say. We are outraged and fired and fired and fired. Name calling. I'm outraged. I am outraged.
You should be.
I am a fool. Now, if I called you a fool,
This has been a beautiful response of just the general public saying to advertisers, we're your consumers. We don't want to have to avoid everything in the street. We don't want to have to worry about what radio station we turn on. And there is some really derogatory, violent
You're going
thing
get
to
all
deal
your
with.
information, ma'am, is secondhand from someone making you aware that someone said something that you should be upset about. It's a shame. Your constituency, the people you represent aren't all victims.
Bill Burr probably gave his life insurance agent a heart attack after starting off Mike Tyson's podcast by roasting the boxing legend.
Bill Burr, comedian, baby. Made headlines in October 2000 and 2000 after controversial monologue. You know, man.
2000 and 2000, Mike, that's 2020.
Listen,
Those
man.
Brownsville schools, man.
Phil, tell me, man, but listen, right?
Some talk show hosts just can't resist cutting in on their guests, and sometimes it totally backfires.
Week on. You did stand up. When I did, I'll tell the story. When I